let's get started. I don't know if we're going to have late bloomers, and if not, I don't know how much we're going to be able to get out of this without having all the people that I mentioned that were in attendance that should be there to share. But Stephen's here and Alita's here, so Bob's here, so we should have some people here that can share some stuff. Again, our mission statement is what you see right in front of you. Our job is to help you build your practice and your business to whatever it is you define as success. And as long as it's not illegal or immoral, we'll be glad to help in every which way we can. So again, count on us, call us, get us involved. We'll be here to try to help you achieve all your objectives for your business. Okay. Today's call is going to be basically a look back on earlier this week when we had our national conference in Frisco, Texas. We're going to, whatever highlights we have from that, I think everybody that is on the call so far was there. So if you weren't, I don't know why you missed this, but if you're listening to the replay, you're going to want to hear what people have to share. Then we'll have some carrier updates, so an update on the extended care lead campaign, some news you can use. There won't be a call tomorrow, just today. And then a little piece I wrote about how to get back that burning desire to succeed. When you come out of a conference like this, you want to refocus and make sure you're halfway through the year, you're taking inventory of what you've done so far, so you can get yourself on track to exceed your goals you set at the beginning of the year. All right, and take any questions you have. All right, here's the top producers I know about, and I wish I knew more. I hope Monica's on here. I don't know if she is because I needed her to explain something to me. Lori Peary did 3 Manhattan Life cases, OmniFlex, $9,813, and then 2 fixed annuity, indexed annuity with LTC riders at $100,000 each, or $200,000. So a pretty impressive week. Right along with that was Abe Grunwald, 2 Care Matters Together, totaling over $700,000, and 2 Kaizen Life products that Thal talked about with us a couple weeks back, and they were $200,000 each. It was the father bought it for the 2 sons, and the 2 sons ended up getting something like 7 figures when they turned 65. So it's like an incredible value for your money. If you want to learn more about that, contact Claude Thal. And then Monica, and I don't know what this means. Monica, are you on? Monica was signaled out as a front runner from Aetna. I don't know if that means she's a front runner for their trips or what a front runner for Aetna means, but I wanted to.
I tell you what it means.
Go ahead, please.
Well, it means that she doesn't have to pay her AHIP.
AHIP.
Yeah, fee. It's $125.
So she doesn't have to pay for that?
She doesn't have to pay for that, and she gets recognized as one of the better
Medicare
agents. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, Stephen. I wouldn't know what that was if it wasn't for you. So she gets her fees waived on our Medicare business, and she is a pretty impressive Medicare producer. But she's also got a great track record in doing short-term care and extended care and long-term care and everything else around that. So she's multi-talented. All right. I use this blue ribbon because that's what I used all the way leading up to the conference. So, but it turned out that the blue ribbon was very appropriate because the blue ribbon was what should be given to all the people at NAIS who organized this event. This was a blue ribbon event in every which way. It ran smoothly. It was diverse, and it drew you in, and it got you invested in all the different things you can do with NAIS. So I was very impressed with the production value that went into this. But I put 2 different links on this slide. So when you're looking at the replay or you want to, this first slide is the link to the YouTube channel. If you don't get the link that lets you watch the replay within a couple hours, you can go to this link and see it's posting on the YouTube channel. And you can find all the other recordings of all the other webinars on that channel. So again, keep this. I'll put it in the email itself, so you'll have it to be able to go back and look at any past webinars you might want to see. And by the way, I don't think just from me. I think it's from all the webinars that run throughout the week. And then here's a link that will allow you to get access to the Facebook page. Again, go on until you want to say you want to join. You have to be invited, but there's thousands of agents that are on there. I get good feedback from it almost on a daily basis. Stephen weighs in all the time. Andy weighs in all the time on the Facebook page. If you're not checking the Facebook page as a habit, you're missing a bunch of stuff. Alita, I've seen you on the Facebook page before. So again, you'll have both links in the email that will come with the replay of this call. So save them.
I would also, Andy, Mark, I would also suggest if you go on the Facebook page, actually be active on it.
Yes,
introduce
please.
yourself, ask questions, streak, whatever you want to do. Just
streak
more
on a Facebook page. That's okay. Here's just some random pictures just that I pulled real quick from the Facebook page. That's one of the sponsors, Amada. There's Alita, dead center of that picture, standing next to the lady in red is Candy Garman. And there's Michael Stanley, the sole guy that made it. We had 7 women, I think it was, and one man in Michael that made it. 2 other guys couldn't make it because of personal health issues at home, but they were there in spirit. And then that's Lori Peary on the very far end there.
MS-13 killers. They're the worst, probably the worst gangs in the world. We have thousands of them. I moved thousands and thousands out.
Is it that I cannot stop that? Oh, there's 13 people on. Okay.
Into a pack of
It worked. Good. How do I stop them from talking?
Flying, and then they take them.
1 second.
Put them in a paddy wagon. They take them back and they get them out of our country.
Well, how do I get him to stop talking? We never had this problem before.
Give them economic aid anymore.
Just have to tell them to mute their mics.
Yeah, I can tell them to mute their mics, but the ones that are talking can't hear me when I tell them that.
He's got the news on, sounds like.
And the next day I was called by everybody, couldn't take all the calls. Sir, what's the problem? I said, you won't
looking
take care.
for more audio settings.
You said,
Not usually a problem.
and you won't take them back. Well, sir, if you'd like us to, we would give very serious consideration to doing that. And within 24 hours,
you have any ideas? Oh, hello, Michael. You have any ideas on how to? Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can.
President Obama tried to.
Well, you can mute everybody individually.
Yeah. So let me go.
So you can find out which one.
You couldn't take the buses at all, have to turn
I
back.
think it's
Drop
Bob
down the
Diamond.
users, click mute all.
Bob Diamond.
Of any kind, any country that does that, they call it back.
Yeah.
I've been muted.
Yeah, but yeah, there you go, Bob. You're not. You're muted. Alita. Let me see. There it is. No, that's not it.
Who's that?
Anybody? I don't know, but mute all. You're going to have to unmute now. So when we get to the questions and answer stuff here in a second, you're going to have to unmute. Anyway, that's Laura. That's Laura, as we said. And there's just some of the pictures in here. Some of the people that were in attendance. Lita was on here, and her teammate from out west there in Phoenix, Candy. Daniel, you and I need to talk when you get a chance. Give me a call. I didn't get to see you there. I don't know how I missed you. Lori, Mike Stanley, Monica Wheeler, Sharon Luker, Judy Feathers, Tracy, all present. Again, Walter Garf and Scott Fishkin were supposed to be there, but both had some health issues, so that are in their families, not necessarily with them. And as a result, so they get honorable mention since they paid to come. I think Scott was able to sell his ticket. I don't know what happened with Walter. Anyway, I wanted you to note that you really missed something special. Let's open it up to an open discussion. So if you've got something you want to share, if you were there, and you don't have to be on this list to share, but I'd like to hear what your biggest takeaways were from participating in the conference. Alita, since you were first already on the call, why don't you tell me what your biggest takeaway were? Tell us all what your biggest takeaway was and what you thought. And
Well, I thought,
unmuted. There you go. We can hear
can
you.
you hear me? Yeah. The conference exceeded my expectations. Absolutely. I thought it was very well done. And I got a lot out of it both days, but particularly on day 2. So I'll talk about that. And I'm sure somebody else will talk about day 1. On
Okay.
day 2, there was a wonderful discussion about the Inflation Reduction Act by Sarah Christie.
Yeah.
And how important it is going to be for us to get to our customers now. And everybody needs to review their prescription drug plan. The price is going to go up since the carriers will be responsible for more of the cost, 60% during the catastrophic phase. Rates will go up. So we need to look at plan design, and we need to do a review of all of our clients' medications to see that they're still on the formulary, tier level changes, all of that. And we have the time now before AEP. So we should do it now. And I found out for anybody else, I'm on Medicare Center. They have developed a special letter to send out to our clients. So that's what I'm going to be using to send to my clients so we can do that review before AEP starts. So that was really important. And then Kelly Rayburn from Wellaby just did a fabulous job. When she got up there, she was on a panel, and then she got up there and talked about Wellaby, formerly Medico, or I guess it is still Medico in some states, but she was very impressive. She described her Medicare SUP. They're revising it, so they will be not asking any questions, any medical questions on the MedSup, no health questions. They'll be checking on the back end, and we'll still know immediately for people switching over to MedSup, let's say from an Advantage plan, if they qualify, and they'll just be underwritten on the back end. She also said that they guarantee rate increases below double digits, and the advantage of stacking their hospital indemnity plan. Also, if you have both Medicare supplement, then you get a 19% discount on their extended care plan. I didn't know that before.
I didn't know that either. That's good. That's good. You get
Yeah.
a 19% discount? Why
Yes.
19 and not 20? I don't understand
I don't
that.
know.
Okay, but
But
19%
anyway,
discount if you buy or if you apply for the Medicare program and then
right,
their short-term care program.
right.
Well, if that's not a reason to bundle, I don't know what is. And of course, Wellaby is pays the most amount on a daily basis in cash than any of the other programs out there, up to $500 a day for facility care. So definitely worth a look.
So I was very impressed with that, as well as Stephen spoke about how he does local marketing. Of course, what intrigued me is the fact that he gives out bottles of wine, and I have a side wine business, so
Oh,
I
let me know about
promoted
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
So
a new
anyway,
customer, Alita.
he did a great job. So I was just thoroughly impressed and so happy that I decided to go. It was well worth it.
We were so happy you were there.
I was
Anybody
just,
else? Yeah,
I was
go
just
ahead.
curious. What didn't you like about it? What would you not that you didn't like it, but what can we
Yeah,
improve
and I
on?
put this on my feedback sheet yesterday. I missed the tour of the Dallas Cowboys, and I had to go to my room to take my computer back, and he waited for me. So I missed that tour, and I was very disappointed. It can be simply alleviated by allowing more time at the end of that day's conference for people to at least go to their room and come back and still make it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good
that
point.
was the main thing for me. I was looking forward to that. So
Okay. Thank you.
Well, Steve, now that you're talking, do you want to share what your biggest takeaway was?
Well, mine was just getting to meet everybody in person
There
after
wasn't one
talking to
particular
everyone.
session that jumped out at you and said, I'm taking this back and making my practice better?
Whatever I talked about, yes.
Okay. Did I
Um,
mention to everyone else that humility is your strongest asset?
well, basically, what it is, as I indicated, is that there's so many different opportunities that one can do. But then, if you start to really think about, you can get overwhelmed by all the opportunities, and so you just kind of have to pick your poison and just focus on one or two different opportunities. So, learning about extended care, um, learning a little bit about what's going on, with Medicare coming up was good. But quite honestly, I've been to some of these. This is like my seventh or eighth one in a row, so it's a lot of times we're repeating some of the same information.
I've only been to
Um,
one other, but I thought this was all fresh material, so that's interesting that you saw it.
one
Andy,
thing
go
that
ahead.
Stephen pointed out, in
Yeah.
setting sales goals, he said, if your goal is 100 new customers every year, 50 of those you can achieve through AEP. So then the other 50, all you have to really write is 1.25 customers per week, and you're there. I thought
And
that was excellent.
so,
yes.
yeah, I thought a lot of what Stephen had to share. I liked wearing his name ID upside down so people could correct him, and that's how he started a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we do have a nice collection of people on the call. I had to bring it up here to be able to see it. So, and a lot of people that were there. Um,
I'll go next.
Go right ahead. Cindy did something that was extraordinary. She made sashes that said um, extended care specialists.
Yeah.
Yes,
I thought that
extended
was
care specialists, and I wore it proudly, and so did everybody else. We all thought we won Miss America or something.
Yeah, Cindy, that was just fabulous. It really
Thank
was.
you. I thought that was fun. Okay, so here's my
Yeah.
takeaway. Like
Let's-
Stephen, I have gone to several of these conferences year after year. And last year I was a little bit disappointed because I felt like it was repetition. But this year I felt between the presentations and our vendors, we had a lot of new technology that we could learn about to help our businesses. So I really liked that. And I liked Malia's presentation on working with your clients. And I really liked her graph that showed competence and warmth. I never really thought about it as warmth. I thought it was just about, showing respect to your client. But I think warmth is a better term for, trying to set our goals to, be better with our clients. And then there was a presentation by Hale Data Decisions. They really touted that their leads were more focused on identifying people actually shopping. So I'm going to try them. I did meet with one of the guys, and he said it's a 5,000 lead minimum. It's $65 per 1,000 for long-term care and final expense, but it's only $35 $1,000 for Medicare. So I'm going to try them and see if their leads are going to be worth it.
Good. Well, let us know, Cindy, because
I will.
yeah,
I'll
keep
be
us posted on that.
watching that.
All right. So is there something you're going to immediately implement from what you took back?
Well, I'm going to do the leads. I'm going to contact them next week to get started on that. And I'm going to do the long-term care leads. And then I'm also looking at one of the vendors, Top Broker. They had some different programs, like one of them that I was interested in prevents your phone number from looking like spam. So if you're calling people and your phone number's coming up as spam, which I don't know if mine is or not, but if I find out that it is, then that's, I think it was like $19 a month or something, but.
So it comes up with what then? A different name or?
I'm not for sure. I think you get to program it. So like you can go in and say Cindy Johnson Medicare or Cindy Johnson. I'm not for sure, but I'm going to look into that too.
Oh, yeah, let us know on that
Because I'm
too.
just curious. There's just so much that we can tap into. You just have to look at it and try to figure out if it's going to work. And then Brandon Walter, Jackie's husband, he provides, consultation. And so I wrote down a list of things that his wife is doing as far as automated videos going out, emails, stuff like that. And so I did sign up with Spark for the Medicare enrollment. And so I'm going to see, because they do some automation, but not everything that Jackie's doing. So we're going to try to work and see how adding new functions to what Spark does to make a full automated touch program.
Well, you're so organized, Cindy.
But I made a list.
Through and everything you do. So
made a list, so I just got to work on my list.
Okay.
And that's it.
Well, thank you very much. That was well done. So was Alita's well done. Stephen will still leave the jury out, but you're just so impressive. So it's good. Lori, did you see all the great numbers that you did when I shared that slide?
Yeah, I was here at the beginning.
Okay, good. I don't know why people coming on slow. I just want to make sure you saw you had an impressive week.
Yeah, I had a bunch of appointments lined up before I left, so.
Got done.
But yeah, it was a great conference. I did love the technology, like Cindy said, almost to the point where I don't even know where to start. Bridging the gap from what I have to where I need to go. I loved Stephen's comment or his slide about, the investment in a McDonald's franchise compared to an investment in this business. And we are in business, and it does take an investment. And the lady that had the cannonball, I liked that she talked about what didn't work, because I've done radio that didn't work. I've done bus stop benches that didn't work.
Bus stop benches, huh? So people all over Central Florida are sitting down on your ad. That's pretty good.
But yeah, the other thing I like that Stephen said is, read the brochure.
Yeah.
We get so overwhelmed, and it's just simple. Read the brochure.
Well, that's just again, when he just read the brochure, and all of a sudden he was a genius.
Right. I loved your statistic about 54.3%.
Yeah. I have to freely admit that I stole that from somebody else, but that's okay.
Well, I've already used it. I've already stolen it. So
but it is true. So
yeah,
that in the sense that most statistics, more than half the statistics you hear are made up.
Yeah. Wellaby, I did not know that their hospital indemnity was guaranteed issue. That's amazing. I also did not know that you can insure an uninsured spouse on their short-term care. So that was new information. Of course, Wellaby's got a lot of extra bells and whistles on their options that Aetna and Manhattan Life don't have. the MC gentleman, I don't remember his name, but he said he has his team, his office read at least 20 minutes a day, industry related material. I thought that was a good tip. And then just, the off time collaborating with, especially Sharon and Alita, I learned something that it's just a rookie, I keep learning the things I don't know, but I didn't know about a writer that I could have been using all this time that would have helped me help people. And that's just because I sat down with, people that have been doing this for a very long time and just brainstorming. So yeah, it was a good conference, definitely. Oh, and also I don't have any contracts with any faith-based, and I had somebody ask me to get that form yesterday. So I'm like, oh, I know who to call now. So
Oh,
that's
good.
Yeah.
Good. You and I have a similar background. It's like they turned our rooms around or something.
Yeah, we're in the same house.
Yeah, there you go. And I wouldn't call you a rookie, Lori, that's for sure.
Well, when you sit down with Alita and Sharon, I'm just a baby.
Well, yeah.
And Michael, it was fun to see Michael.
Oh, that's a good transition, Michael. What did you have to share?
Thank you, guys. It was great. A great conference. I've been to tons of them over the years too. And one of the things I saw, and it was, we've got very intelligent agents here who actually understand that finding premium dollars for their clients is more important than just making a commission. And so I can help them. And we talked about how I can train them. And I have a long list of people who want me to contact them and train them so that, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay.
Good.
So that they can learn how the new mortgage for seniors works through the government so that they can use those premium dollars, the equity out of their home for premium dollars in the products, especially long-term care. Because we all know that that is an epidemic in our nation where tons of people are losing their homes, 38%. And that's a true statistic, are losing their homes to Medicaid, and they're not passing their house on to their kids. So I'm really excited, and I've got some training material as well for them after we go through the general training so that they can use it to better their client situation and, again, get them the insurance that they need. So it was really exciting. What a great turnout. What great intelligent agents out there too. I really appreciated the opportunity.
You were at the right meeting, right, Michael?
Yeah, I was at the right meeting. Maybe next year I'll speak, which would be great.
No, I just want to make sure when you use the word intelligent and I'm in part of the group, I always have to make sure we're talking about the same thing. All right, and thank you for sharing that, Michael. In fact, we'll have Michael on as a guest because I've had a client use a reverse mortgage as a way of getting a long-term care solution put in place. So that's worth pursuing if you haven't looked at that. Michael Stanley, are you in a position where you can talk? Because I know you're still in Texas.
Good morning. Hi.
Good
Yes.
morning. The one man amongst all the many roses that were there from our channel was Michael. He was the alpha male there because the women were very, very creative and experienced and contributing, and Michael was the only one that was able to bring a male perspective to everything we were talking about. So not that that means much, but go ahead, Michael. Tell us about your biggest takeaway.
Oh, there was a lot of them. Hi, everybody. And actually, Mark, I cut my trip short and returned to New Jersey.
You're home. All right.
Night. Yeah, I just got in last night.
Good.
But there was, so much. I really enjoyed the whole approach of North America and the way they do their conference. It's highly professional, very welcoming, and there's a ton of information. Mine was also, it was great to meet all the folks that I haven't met but have seen on the Friday calls. And of course, Lita and I go way back, and Laura I know from the Orlando conference a year and a half ago, and actually she helped place my brother with some coverage, and so I know Lori. But it's also good to see the other folks, and there's from the people part of it also. I enjoyed meeting Stephen a little bit. We come from a small world. He's a Jersey guy, and he's got family right with walking distance of where I live, and hopefully I get to see him as he passes through. But with regard to, I mean, most of this has been said. I really appreciated a lot of the presentation. The facilitator that took over after Andy, I forget his name, the guy that looks like Michael Keaton, did
Oh,
a
I
hell
didn't notice that. Yeah, a little bit. I see what you mean.
kept it moving quickly. But just overall, I mean, it was very, very well done. And I liked, it just reinforces the takeaway, the need for this technology piece that's already been addressed. I love what the Walker's segment too, how husband and wife team, and she with 5 kids, she went from a stay-at-home mom to a work-at-home mom, and I guess they're just killing it and doing wonderful stuff. Of course, the husband is a tech guru that makes that happen, and it's very exciting to see a family just take and grow a business the way they did. And she had a quote that really impressed me. It was, she said, AI won't replace agents, but agents who won't replace agents, but agents who use AI are fine, but agents that don't use AI will be replaced. And I think that's quite telling about what the future holds.
No, you're absolutely right. There's no doubt that AI is going to be part of the future of this profession, whether we like it or not. So might as well get on board and understand how to best use it.
Yes. And then just so I'll sign off on this. Mark, your presentation was very moving and important for the whole conference. And people were talking about it. After how impressed they were and how
Thank you,
heartfelt
Michael.
it was. Anyway, it was the whole event was great.
Very,
And,
very kind of you to say. And again, I felt that way about many of the other presentations that there. I thought everybody brought their best stuff with them, and that was there wasn't anyone that talked that I didn't pick up something from, and a bunch of new partners too. Again, U.S. Health and Spark and some of these others. I'm sure that Andy or the team back will put out some highlights of from all the different sponsors, and you'll be able to pick up on some of that information if you weren't there. Thank you, Michael. All right. And let's just open it up at this point because Deb Bush, you go under a different name when you're here, but it's okay. I think I know that's you. Anything at all that you wanted to share? Anyone else have anything? We're not going to go by names or me calling out names. Let's see who has something they want to share. Please remember to unmute yourself first, though. Click on your microphone. No. Everybody that wanted to share something, shared something. Stephen, anything more you want to add? Click on your microphone. Your microphone, Stephen. You click on your mic. You're unmuted.
Again,
There you are.
We find when people come to the conferences that we see a little bump in business because everyone's excited and more motivated. So if anybody wants my help with anything, I'm happy to help anybody.
And Stephen is an extended care specialist, a long-term care specialist in his own right, because he's the king of bundling, for those of you that don't know, and you want to help with that. Stephen's a great contact for that. But Stephen has always offered the people in our supplemental channel and extended care, long-term care channel, the opportunity to, you set the appointment. Stephen will actually do the interview or presentation for you from beginning to end, and he'll share the commissions. Actually, he'll sign the commissions to you. So you'll get the best of both worlds. You get to see the master at work, and you also get some of the commission or the dollars earned as though you had made the presentation. So you can't thank him enough for that. Okay.
Yes. Hey, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
So, if anybody was there remembers Hannah Slot, she's a
Yes.
young gal who is very motivated, and she and I started to read this one book. Maybe we can do a book club to talk about different different aspects of different books. But this is called the 12-week year by Brian Moran.
Right.
Moran.
You break down the year into 4 separate segments.
Yep, it's a
Yes.
good book. Very good book.
Yes, I don't know if anybody else has read it, but we're kind of going through that right now, just helping each other, learn a different technique.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion, and you're right. And again, we're 2 weeks or 3 weeks into the third segment at this point. So if you haven't already started, there's nothing that should stop you from starting. You don't have to wait till the year begins to start over again. Pick it up and break your year down into 4 quadrants and make it a plan for each one. So that's a good suggestion.
Well, you're just basically giving yourself some deadlines, and deadlines seem to be, especially at the end of the year when Christmas is coming and there's so many deadlines in business. But and that's when businesses are more productive. But like that's what I was saying. If you do 50% of your business in open enrollment, the other 50, you maybe not as, not as, you don't have the same urgency, but this is, developing that urgency year round.
Yeah, very, very, very good, clever way to manage your business. Okay, well, if anybody has anything else, please send it to me. I don't want to deny anyone the opportunity to learn, and even if it's secondhand, these lessons that came out of the conference. But I don't know anybody that thought anything but that this was a great conference. And again, kudos to the whole team for having pulled it off flawlessly, if you ask me. So, except for the fact that Alita had to wait or missed her tour. Other than that, it was flawless. All right. So let's go back.
I have a quick question for everyone. I saw Lori posted on the Facebook group that she put a post for her social media?
She did, Sharon, and I was about to talk about that. I'm glad you did, and I wanted to hear your input from the meeting.
It was, well, so Mark, you probably don't know, but I got sick after the day 1, so I didn't get to go to day 2, unfortunately.
Well, what you think of day 1?
Well, one thing that I thought was different from last year that I wish that they had this year is, when they assigned the tables to everyone, and maybe they did this on day 2. So there was more interaction. Like we really didn't get to meet the people at our table. We sat there and then the speakers were talking and then you got up and left. And like last year, there was more interaction where we could meet the people at the table.
Yes, we talked about that yesterday. So next year we're going to try to do something different.
Okay.
And also, I thought that there were too many tables and not enough people that were at the tables.
Exactly.
So you only got to meet 2 or 3 people anyway.
Exactly. And only for real quick, before the speaker spoke. So,
right.
Okay, good.
See, your thoughts were registered just yesterday on the call, and I promise you that's something they're going to look to improve upon
Another
next year.
point is that it was kind of like a run-on meeting, and without not having ADL breaks, kind of coming in and out a lot. Whereas,
We discussed that too yesterday, Michael. So thank you for bringing that up. But yeah, it's you have to keep in mind that the audience is will probably needs more ADL breaks than we provide.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's-
agree with that.
and you don't miss part of the presentation, and I know it's kind of like herding cats trying to get everybody back in, but I'm sure
I like the idea they had a couple of panels, and I think next year we should have a long-term care panel.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're probably, it's a good idea, Alita. We'll run that up the flagpole for sure. I'm just glad that so many people are adopting the fact that long-term care and extended care and traditional, all the different ways that you can go about approaching building a solution for someone is so much more diverse than just traditional long-term care insurance. I did want you to note one thing is you're looking at the slide that says what the attachments were, right? But you see where it says Wellaby and Kelly Rayburn, and I heard nothing but good things about her presentation as well. She is now our contact person. Mike Wellaby left for another opportunity, and Kelly Rayburn is now our contact person. You deal with her direct. She oversees the whole extended care and all of the supplemental products for them. You'll see when you get the email, she's now taken over the podcast. So if you were used to listening to Michael Gatoma do the podcast, now she'll be the host of the weekly podcast they put out. And I just found her to be tremendously effective when it came to solving issues and problems. So her name is on the contact list of carrier contacts that we've distributed before. Mike's there too. Just cross Mike's out. I will put out a new list in the next week or two, so you'll have an updated list. But Kelly is your go-to person. I wanted to make sure everybody knew that.
Mark, let me make a comment on Kelly. I know Kelly, she's an old long-term care girl, and she is extremely knowledgeable. And not only is she knowledgeable about her product, but the other short-term products in the marketplace.
Yes,
She's a wealth of resource, really knowledgeable.
You don't want me to mention the fact that you started to introduce her as old, do you?
Well, she's probably, I don't know how old she is. She's probably younger than a lot of us.
Yeah, I was going to say. Okay, so thank you, Sharon. And yes, I found her to be the same. So if you haven't started to build a relationship with Kelly Rayburn, you're missing out. Make sure you do so. Again, she's going to be a guest on one of these Friday calls, August 9th. She's going to come and share some of that knowledge with all of us. So look for an email about that call.
She sure speaks with authority.
She does. She does, Michael. You're right. All right.
And I just wanted to mention that I was lucky enough to win a couple of the raffle items.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations, Alita.
First of all, 10 leads
from our friends at Omniflex
Manhattan
Life, right?
And I was really thrilled with that. And then, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the company now, but $100 gift certificate. And
was it US Health or was it Spark? It was one of those two new companies, I think.
No, it wasn't those two. I will look it up real quick and mention it before I get off. But I was so surprised and happy about that.
Well,
that was great.
It's what happens when you get involved and active like the rest of the people on this call. When you come to these calls and share, it makes a big difference for everyone. So thank you all for doing that. Okay, if anybody else has any other ideas, I certainly want to hear about it. Here's an update on what we launched or what Andy launched a couple weeks back now. And it actually started this week while we were at the conference, an extended care lead program. Now, I'm not sharing with you yet the creatives or anything that the results yet from what coming in, except that the phones are supposedly ringing pretty steadily, and everybody's pretty optimistic for what this program is going to mean. Basically, we Andy's got a program where you can get a steady flow of leads. He's testing it with 5 agents now. As it proves itself and works, he'll add more people to it. I hope to be much more involved with it as over the next few weeks, as soon as I get past some of these doctor visits I have. The point being is that they're doing everything the right way, and Lead Concepts knows what they're doing when it comes to generating leads, especially through the mail, which this program is all about. He's dropping mail, as you can see in the copy on this slide. He's dropping mail that goes out a couple months before their birthday, so they can get in touch before before their birthday and save some money. And then second, all the calls come through an 800 number, which is actually located in NASS's offices, and those prospects get live transferred right to an agent that's in the program, so that you can take them out of the marketplace and qualify them health wise, and make sure that there's somebody that's going to be worthwhile for you to talk with, because you can help them by setting an appointment with right at the time that they call in. Got to be able to answer the phone though. So again, we'll keep you posted on how this is going, but some of the things I think they're doing are right on the money, and you don't have to wait to be invited to be in this program to start doing them yourself. So take full advantage of some of these things that we're going to learn from the program as we go along. Right now, as I said, it's open to 5 agents, but as they start to add more agents, it's going to be people that are most productive in this space that are going to be chosen to participate. And our own Lori Peary is one of those people that was chosen right up front. She had written like 28 apps already in the last few months. So when she did, we can find out from the inside out how things are going. I know Lori said you got three or four calls while you were at the conference, right? I have to unmute if you're not, Lori. Oh, Lori, did I lose you? Were you there? You just muted? Okay, I guess I lost her. Again, it's nice to have somebody on the inside to give us the straight information as to what's happening. But so far, all signs look very positive, and you want to be included. So start writing more extended care policies and short-term care policies, and just be productive, and that'll move you up the list, because those that are executing and getting it done, they're the ones that are going to be the first ones chosen. It's all about conversion. All right, so there we go. I'll keep you posted as time goes on with that. Any other observations from the field last week? Anything anybody came up with that you think that's worth sharing? Nobody? I do want to say that there's something that just can't be replaced by being at these conferences. And for those of you who weren't able to be there, put it down, make it part of your business plan next year to be in attendance. There's so much that comes that you can't simply replace just even with a call like this. You got to be there. You got to be in it to win it. And you literally want to make sure you don't let these conferences go. I promise you, as you're hearing from people that were there, that if you attend the conference, you won't miss one. You'll want to be back. It's like the top producer trips. Once you attend one, you don't want to miss one. And thank you for all of you that were in attendance. Anybody want to share anything in particular? I just love seeing everybody. Okay.
It was great
So-
to see Tish again too. She
Oh,
was wonderful.
I'll tell her you said that. So to finish this up, I was just struck by the fact that it is the halftime of our season, if you will, July being the middle of the year. And again, you go to something like this and you want to rekindle that burning desire to succeed. And there's 3 different ways that you can do that. And the biggest obstacle when confronting how you're going to address sort of getting that second win for this second half of the year is you. You need to hit the reset button and get yourself back to believing that you can get this done. And instead of telling yourself all the reasons why you can't get it done, start to focus on all the positive reasons why you can get it done, and put your plan in place and execute that plan so you don't deny yourself the success that can be yours by being on being focused on what you want to accomplish instead of the things that are going to hold you back. You choose we all become what we think about most, and you choose what that is. You're in control of that, and making a promise to yourself now to uh, get back and focus on the positive will help you start to move in the right direction that will move you along so quickly that you'll be shocked at how much more you can accomplish the second half of this year than you did in the first half because you were filling your head with negative thoughts. So that's the first thing, is to adjust your attitude. The second thing is to focus on the specific things that you want. You got to make an agreement with yourself that you're not going to work for nothing, that you're going to do the things that lead to production, that lead to uh, positive step forward in building. And it is one step at a time. You can't just all of a sudden jump from a mediocre type performance to a superstar type performance without being focused specifically on what you want to target and what you want to be about. Again, we've talked about this before in the famous book Think and Grow Rich. On page 27 of the first edition, 36 of the second edition, there's a formula called turning your dreams into gold. And the first thing they ask you to do is focus on a specific goal that you want to achieve. It's not enough to say, I want to make money, or I want to make a lot of money. You got to be specific. I'd like to earn $500,312.22. That kind of specific, because the mind can focus then on leading you to do the things that will help you achieve just that perspective. But you got to be specific down to the penny, because that's how the mind works. And 3, it's not enough just to think it, you got to do it. You got to have expectations of yourself that you can make, I don't know, $500,000 a year, as a way of just talking about what we just did. The more specific you can be, the more likely you are to achieve it. So don't be afraid to get outside of your own negative belief systems or whatever it is that you're telling yourself that's holding you back, and just focus on the things you want to get done. And you'll be surprised how you can manifest your success just because you're thinking about that all the time and all the things that you have to do. This is a good time to do something like this and to check yourself on something like that, because frankly, it is halfway through the year, and there's no reason why you have to just throw the year away thinking, well, I guess I'm not going to get what I thought I was going to get in the beginning of the year. You not only can still get everything you thought you were going to get at the end of the year, you can exceed that. But it all starts with you. And let's use this time to start doing that, to manifest the success we want. All right. Again, there's no call tomorrow. Any questions from anybody from anything that we discussed today?
You said you were going to go over Lori's post.
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you, Sharon. How did I get away from me? Lori was generous and wonderful, sharing pictures. Again, if you go to the Facebook page, you'll see all that. But she did design an ad, and it turns out that the ad she designed used a cartoon from another ad, and those people found out about it and called and said that was trademarked to them. So we can't use that young lady with the woman that she featured that said, long-term care. That's so last year. So you can't use that cartoon itself. It doesn't mean you can't use what she was trying to say. You can design an ad around it. We just can't use that ad. So I wanted to make sure everybody was. Lori had no bad intentions whatsoever. She was wonderful in sharing it. And then we got the phone call from the people that had trademarked the caption she used. So stay away from using that unless you want. Obviously, these people monitor it pretty closely. So unless you want a lawsuit, stay away from using that caricature she used. Okay, that's what I wanted to share, Sharon. What did you want to say about the ad that didn't get
Well,
added?
I never saw it. I never saw where it was. I can't find it. I saw she posted she was going to
And
share.
they took it down because of the reasons I just said.
Oh,
Talk to Lori offline, and maybe she'll be able to show you what it looked like. But again, you can't use it. You got to come up with a different way that you want to make that same point to the world. All right. Anybody, anything else? Any questions on anything? If not, I'm going to wish you good interviewing. Jump right back in. If you don't jump right back in, you're not going to maintain momentum. So if you came home and you haven't really got going again, one of the reasons you have off on Saturdays during the summer is because Saturday is the best day for you to set appointments and fill up your schedule for next week. And again, think about the upside of filling up your schedule and setting double digits in appointments. So many of us are content with 3 or 4 appointments. Nothing will help you succeed more than driving your activity. Nothing. Everything that your success will come because you drive your activity. You just have so many more chances to hit that home run and bring home the bacon. So with that, I wish you good interviewing, everyone, and look for the email with the replay and the attachments, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.